Joining me this morning to talk a little bit about the programs available at the Farmington Public Library, even with the stay-at-home order. Betty Decker is joining us via Zoom today from the library, which the building is closed to the public, but a lot of the other resources are still available. Betty, good morning.
Good morning, Scott. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And so, as I mentioned, the library remains closed, the building, to the public, but there's so much other things that are available through the library's website and some other things we want to let folks know about, and that's the reason for your appearance this morning, correct?
Correct.
Very good. So let's get started a little bit about that. And I know the library is watching for changes in the governor's orders of maybe trying to reopen the building, but in the meantime, the library's website, infoa.org, is the place where folks need to go to check out all the different things that are available.
Yes, the website has everything that you can do with us right now listed right on the homepage for you to select.
Okay, very good. And so let's talk about a few of those things. One of them, of course, is your downloadable books, right? So folks don't have to physically come to the library. We can download ebooks and read them on our phones or tablets or whatever, right?
Yes, the library partners with Overdrive to provide, we have over 23,000 titles that you can read and or listen to because they're both ebooks and audiobooks. And you can put them on an app on pretty much any device you own.
Wow, okay. And of course it's free.
It is free. You do need to have a library card though.
Aha. And we could talk about how to do that, right? Because you guys have made it a way to do that even though we can't come to the library, right?
Yes. Also on the website, right at the top, you'll see if you don't have a library card, here's the application to get an e-card. And you'll get a library card number and a PIN right then. And that's how you can start using the downloadable books.
Got you. And of course, it's that library card and PIN that even those of us that do have a library card need to make sure we have it renewed every year, just to kind of refresh it and then make it available so we can use our library card and PIN on all these different things at the website, right?
Correct, which is also why I am still at the library. So should one of our regular patrons who has a physical card have an issue with that, they can call the library and I'll check their account, make sure they're in good standing, and walk them through whatever issue they're having.
Gotcha. So even though the library's closed, folks like you are there to help us out if we need to call. The calls will be answered, and you can help get that library card renewed, refreshed, and ready to go.
Yes.
Excellent. And I can agree that it takes like seconds for you guys to do that because you've done it for me.
I won't agree to that. Sometimes I do miss a call because I'm already on a call.
Well, true. You're only one person.
This is true.
But you can call them back.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's great. And so with access to then all this downloadable media, in addition to the ebooks and audiobooks, right, there are other things that we can access with that as well, correct?
Yes, the e-card gives you access to not just those downloadable titles, but all of our databases. We've got over 70 databases, and they run the gamut from educational to fun to videos to, they just are totally out there. You can learn pirate.
The language pirate.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can say R and appropriately use it in a sentence.
There you go. There's nothing worse than using it improperly in a sentence.
Correct. You must be proper.
That's true. So that's just one of the things we can find, but I know there's a ton, literally a ton of other things that are available, right?
Correct. So that's Mango Languages, and then we have Creative Bug, which is a database that partners with Joann's, who is the fabric craft store. And there's all types of video tutorials on creating different crafts, maybe decorating a cake, quilting, embroidery. If you think of it, leatherworking, it's in there.
Wow. Okay. All those things are available. And again, this is you can access it through the library's website and get these instructions to do them from home. And that's what all this opens up for you, right?
Correct. And if you're tired of maybe the lesson plans that you're working with your children, Learning Express Library is another database.
Right.
And you can just log your child into it. It goes through elementary, middle, and high school in different subjects: reading, writing, arithmetic, There's some for in the high school level for geometry, and they have a lesson there and a quiz that they can take.
Wow. And we're scrolling through all of the databases and things that are available. There's a really exhaustive list from A to Z as you scroll down through it. And so it's really almost something for everybody, right?
It is. And on the main online resources page, we do list them A to Z, but you'll notice on the left-hand side, there's also just some descriptors where we broke them down for you. So say you have a lot of time and you need to rebuild that 1967 Corvette in your garage, there's a cars and trucks section which shows our two databases on how to repair those.
Okay. Interesting. Very cool. My guest this morning, Betty Decker, is here from the Farmington Public Library, talking about all the different things we can do online through the library's website, again, infoaid.org. And with your library card and PIN, it opens up access to all these different things, from ebooks to audiobooks to databases and much, much more, right? What else can we get into from the website, Betty?
So on the website, you can start your summer reading program early.
Aha. Okay.
So we've decided that since you're at home, and like everybody else is at home, you need something to do and you need to read.
Right.
So we've opened up summer reading, and right now, if you register and log your first book, what we're mailing out to you is this cute little Chick-fil-A Be Our Guest free dessert coupon.
Nice.
Take up to Chick-fil-A and get a dessert.
Very cool. And that just takes the logging of one book, right?
One book. Now, to get your shirt at the end of summer, you still have to meet our regular summer requirements.
Okay. And tell me again what that means for younger folks and older folks.
So for adults, you need to log 6 books.
Okay.
So for teens, I believe it's 7 books.
All right.
And for youth, I believe it's 14 books.
Okay. Now, I know you guys are fairly agreeable when it comes to logging of books, right? But you really just want folks to read. But, I mean, I think we've talked about maybe reading the back of a cereal box, and that might count.
What I like to say is, I don't care what you read, I care that you read.
See? There you go.
So if you do an audiobook, an ebook, if you find a really old physical book that you've had for years and just want to reread it, go right on ahead. You can read those, log those, and they count.
Okay. Good to know. And again, you mentioned you're still doing the T-shirts at the end of the summer reading program, and that's exciting because I know a lot of folks have their whole collection of Farmington Public Library summer reading program T-shirts, right? So you're adding to that this year.
We are. We're still going to do the T-shirts, and they'll be, we haven't quite yet figured out pickup. It may be mail.
Mm-hmm.
That depends again on the governor and us opening.
Understood.
We'll have those at the end of the summer and get them out to everybody who's logged their books.
Okay. And again, when we talk about the library and the library's website, again, you've got the phone number. The best number to call, of course, is the 599-1270 number.
Yes, that goes to our main reception, and then from there, it'll send out to whoever is here that day.
Got it. So whoever can help and things like that. And then I know, I think we mentioned too, that for someone that doesn't maybe have a Farmington Public Library card, you've made it available to sign up for one online. And before you used to have to come into the library in person to get a library card, but you've tried to make that a bit more contactless and online these days, right?
That's correct. We've opened up an e-card for anybody that doesn't have a library card to be able to fill out a short application and apply so that they can use our downloadable titles and our database titles. And it's right at the top of the website now. You'll see sign up for an e-card. And it asks you, kind of a few standard questions just to make sure. And then we get you your card number and your PIN number right away, right then, so that you could start using it immediately.
Nice. And I guess with that e-card, once things do reopen a little bit, you can come in and exchange that or get another regular old library card too?
Correct. Once you come in, once we're open, you're eligible to come in. You can transfer that account into a physical card, and you'll be able to use it forever. Whereas the e-cards, they do expire after, I believe, 125 days.
Okay. Well, we hope things will be a little bit different in 124 days
Yes,
than they are now.
We hope that we see people. Our books are here. They're piling up. We don't really want them. We want people to have them.
Right. Understood. And going back to the ebooks again, I'm seeing a lot of, I'm just looking at the website right now, you have a lot of Harry Potter books available.
Overdrive understands that this is a different time. So what they did was gifted every library all of the very first book, so the Sorcerer's Stone, in every language and in every format.
How about that?
Just so everybody can at least read something while we're doing it.
Right. Or listen to something, I guess, if it's a audiobook, right?
Correct.
So there you go. But I'm seeing some other ones on there, too. There's some Stephen King, I think, and, just the who's who of authors, right?
There is. And in fact, Tuesday, I added some of the brand new books that we have that are waiting out in the rotunda for people to check out into our e-database for ebooks and audiobooks. So those are in there. But I also added, since I know people are at home and I know it's a different time, I added some cooking books and some baking books and some gardening books and sewing books. So if you need a project, they're in there and you can read or listen to those as well.
Gotcha. Cool. And of course, again, they're all free to check out through Overdrive. And as you mentioned, Overdrive is a program that works with a lot of different products and types of devices and things like that. I'm trying to say, like cell phones and tablets and laptops and things like that, right? Overdrive works with all of that.
Yes. They have if you are on our website, you'll see Overdrive right there in the middle, and that takes you to just the Overdrive site. So if you just wanted to read one on your laptop, you could do it from that screen right there.
Okay.
Or download the app, which is Overdrive. It also has an app known as Libby to any device you have. And you'll be able to read it if you actually want to read the book on your smartphone, you could, or you could just get the audiobook and listen to it on your smartphone.
There you go. Understood. And I'm seeing with the Libby app, it looks like it's there for App Store, Google Play, and the Windows. So
correct. The only one Libby does not go to just yet would be the Kindle Fire.
Okay.
But Overdrive goes on the Kindle Fire.
So you're good. And that pretty much covers everything, right? I mean, there's nothing else out there that doesn't work on any one of those platforms, I would think.
There's a few out there who have some really old, do you remember the Kobo reader?
Well, okay. Yes, haven't heard that in a while, but yeah, I do. Right?
That's still out and about. I still see those occasionally.
Okay. And so for that, you don't really have a solution for, or do you?
There is. You can do it the long, hard way. So basically you download it onto a computer or a laptop and actually plug the device in and move it over manually.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay.
So, you could do, you can you're allowed 5 checkouts at a time. You can check out all your 5 titles, move them over all at one time, and it's not so long as a process, but it's still a little bit more of a process.
Understood. Okay. Good to know. And I know for a lot of these things, when you do check them out, I mean, they automatically kind of get returned at the end of that period, right? You don't have to worry about unchecking them out or things like that, right? It's fairly an automatic process, correct?
Correct. It's so automatic that it happens to the hour. So you can check out a downloadable book. You have a choice, 7 days, 14 days, or 21 days. And it's to the hour. So if you checked it out at 9 a.m., then on the 21st day at 9:01.
Checks back in.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
You don't ever receive a fine on any of these.
Understood. Interesting. And I also wanted to ask you a bit about that, back to downloadable media and the databases that you have, because I know a lot of folks are maybe having some time to talk about family history, and genealogy is a big deal. And so you have some resources for that as well that folks can access with their library card and PIN, correct?
Correct. We have Heritage Quest, My Heritage Library Edition, and some Sanborn Maps databases that can show you your history here for the Sanborn Maps, because they're historical New Mexico City maps. So maybe if you want to look up Farmington, or maybe you look, your family came from South New Mexico, you'd be able to see some maps of that area. And then Heritage Quest and My Heritage Library Edition, both of those have census records, Social Security records that are current records. So they're ones that have already closed out. There's
Right.
family trees in there. There's digitized photos that you can search through, all to try to find your family members.
Really cool. And again, these are free with your library card and PIN, whereas if you didn't have that, you'd have to pay for it.
Correct.
And you've already done that for us.
I have. That's why you just enter that card number and PIN number, and it takes it away.
Very good. Very good. Well, Betty, what else do we want to share with everybody this morning? I know we talked a little bit about summer reading as well, and summer reading, at least at this point in time, looks to be a little different than it usually is, but the point is still the same, to get folks to read over the summer and to get some prizes and that T-shirt at the end of the summer, right?
Right. We're still trying to work around our normal programs within summer reading. We don't know that we'll be able to do those, but the point of summer reading is that literacy component. And that's what we love, and we want people to read. That's what we're here for, so that's what we push now.
Exactly. And of course, I know you, like everybody else, is maybe looking at maybe some more maybe online things or other things that we can do distant if we're not able to get back together as a group in the near future. And so we should be staying tuned to maybe your Facebook page or website to see any other new things that are coming out from the library. Definitely.
We are looking at maybe doing some live feed on our Facebook with some of our performers if they're able, technologically wise, to do that.
Right.
The same with, we need the technology as well. So, but we're also looking at maybe creating a trivia.
Oh, cool.
Done online, and everybody just enter and do it kind of live and things like that. We're also maybe working on live streaming some story times.
Neat. Well, that would be cool. Well, we would like that too, because of course we're having a little bit of a, Quintos hiatus, but we're pulling some from the archives, so we appreciate that here at KSJE.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, Betty, I think we're about out of time, but is there anything else we want to mention to folks who are joining us this morning?
Just know that the library is always here for you, even though we can't open to you. If you have a question that you need answered, you can call us and we can hopefully help you with that.
I bet you can. You have many of the answers, if not all of the answers, so that's very true. Well, Betty Decker, thank you for joining me this morning. Stay well.
Thank you, Scott. You too.
I will. Thanks very much. That's my guest, Betty Decker, Adult Services Coordinator from the Farmington Public Library, with me this morning right here on KSJE.